Michael was exploring the Grand Canyon when disaster struck. His backpack slipped down a jagged ridge. Inside were his food, water, and phone. He scrambled, tried to reach, but it was gone, swallowed by the canyon. Under the merciless sun, he wandered deeper into the desert. His throat burned, his lips cracked, and every step felt heavier. Hope drained away, until, shimmering in the distance, he saw it, an old railway station rising from the sand like a mirage. The structure leaned and groaned against the desert wind. Its wooden boards were gray and rotting, its sign broken and unreadable. A dim lantern swayed from a crooked hook, glowing with an unnatural yellow light. Michael staggered inside, grateful just to find shelter. At the counter sat the ticket clerk, a thin man with pale, sagging skin and eyes too large for his face. He smiled when Michael entered, but it wasn't a smile of welcome. It was the smile of someone who already knew your fate. Michael cleared his dry throat. I need to get out of here. When's the next train? The clerk tilted his head, voice low and raspy. The midnight train doesn't stop here anymore. Not for years. The next train in the day will come in 2 days. Michael's heart sank. 2 days in the desert would kill him. He leaned forward desperately. Please, I can't wait. You must make it stop for me. I'll do anything. The clerk's smile widened, showing yellow, jagged teeth. Anything? Yes, Michael whispered. The clerk leaned closer, his breath cold and foul. Would you trade your life for a ticket on the midnight train? Michael hesitated only a moment. His fear of dying in the desert drowned out reason. Yes, he said, thinking it was just a joke.
The clerk chuckled, the sound like bones rattling. He slid a worn, blackened ticket across the counter. As Michael picked it up, the lantern above flickered violently, throwing monstrous shadows on the walls. The deal was sealed. Midnight came. A whistle pierced the still air. The ground trembled. From the darkness, a rusted train screeched into the station, sparks spitting from its wheels. Steam rolled across the platform, glowing faintly green. Michael climbed aboard nervously. Inside, the carriage smelled of rot and dust. Passengers sat motionless, an old woman in Victorian lace, a boy clutching a teddy bear, a soldier in a tattered uniform. None blinked, none spoke. All stared. Exhausted, Michael slumped into a seat. Whispers floated around him like smoke, curling and wrapping around his ears. His eyes closed against his will. When he awoke, the train was pitch black. Lanterns shattered. The seats empty. Only dust remained. Then, faintly, in the glass of the window, faces appeared. Pale, hollow-eyed, mouths open in silent screams. Michael stumbled to his feet. The passengers were back, but twisted now. Joints bent wrong, heads lolling. eyes rolling. The boy's teddy bear grinned with human teeth. At the end of the carriage, the conductor appeared. Tall, gaunt, glowing eyes, grin stretched too wide. "Tickets, please," he whispered. The passengers lunged, claws outstretched, shrieking. Michael tore through the carriages, heart pounding, shadows grabbing at his arms, voices screaming in his ears. Car after car, never ending, until finally a last carriage stood empty. At the far end, a glowing white door pulsed with light. He burst through it and found himself back at the desert station. The lantern still swayed. The clerk still smiled. The train screeched to a stop again. The doors opened, and Michael realized with icy dread it was an endless loop. The price he had paid was his freedom.
Michael stood silently on the same platform, eyes empty, waiting for the train that never let him leave. A family approached, a couple with a young boy, their car broken down in the desert. Relieved, they spoke to the ticket clerk. Michael's heart screamed. He wanted to warn them, beg them not to board. But when he opened his mouth, invisible hands tightened around his throat. He choked, voiceless, as the clerk smiled his sinister smile. The family took their tickets. The boy clutched his toy. Michael watched helplessly as they boarded. He felt unbearable pain, not just for himself, but for them. The train screamed into the night, carrying away another set of souls, while Michael remained trapped, cursed to ride forever. The lantern swayed, the desert wind moaned, and the haunted train continued its endless journey.
Every story leaves behind a shadow, and every shadow hungers for more. If tonight's terror kept you awake, don't let it end here. Like this video, share the fear with others, and subscribe to Dead Lantern, because the moment the lantern dies, so does the light between you and the nightmare.